Good evening, everybody. It's 10:15. Punch in and welcome to episode 6. Oh my goodness, episode 6 of the NXT Night Shift. I am 1/3 of the Indie Wrestling Guide podcast and live from the set of the Sally Jesse Raphael show, wearing my glasses in tribute, JGold, and with me as always, it is the Minnie to my Mickey, the Daisy to my Donald, the Goofy to my Pluto, the Dopey to my Doc, the host of the On the Mark Wrestling Podcast. It's Mr. OTM. It is Kyle.
That's right. And finally, some references that I understand.
Now we're doing it. Yep.
We got it.
To catch everyone up on last week's activities, the joy of Saki did not disappoint again. I was eating insomnia cookies 2 at a time on the railroad at 11 o'clock at night. It was disgusting. I think I had a carrot cake cookie, and I had no say in that one for the guys who took me. Then flying to Florida for a little rest and relaxation, and nothing says relaxation like a 2.5-hour drive to Orlando for rope drop at the Magic Kingdom. And after pushing through what I could only describe as wrestling fans with Mickey ears, we got on the rides. Okay, my mother rode all the rides: Tron, the Seven Dwarfs Mine Coaster, the Jungle Cruise. We had a blast. We hit the Lion Country Safari the next day, and I swear the water buffaloes reminded me of college. Some even stayed overnight. Am I right, Kyle?
Yeah,
I did miss every indie show of Mania week. So it's a win-win for sanity, I will say. Even though my friend Josh Bishop wrestled at 6 a.m. Eastern time for fourth rope, we are talking main events move, people. As we say, let's step away slowly from the Peacock app, log off IWTV and Triller, tune in to WPIX New York, and let's go to the great state of Indiana, home of the Fort Wayne Children's Zoo. We have blown through the stop signs and sped through the desert that was WrestleMania 41 in a 1993 Geo tracker that my friend Kenny Fellini used to chase down some punks at Spring Sports Sign-Up my senior year of high school, only stopping to beat them with lacrosse sticks. Welcome to the Wrestling Road Trip. It is the NXT Night Shift.
Oh,
Kyle,
heyo. Hey, yo, how we doing? Nice to see you with some glasses on, making you look more sophisticated over here. I don't know if that means his wrestling takes are going to be great, guys, because we butt heads a lot, but man, what a weekend. I feel like Stand and Deliver kind of got pushed to the background just because of all the independent wrestling that was going on. WrestleMania, of course, the Raw after WrestleMania. So Stand and Deliver feels like ages ago, man.
And I would say I would say 3/4 of Stand and Deliver was better than 3/4 of WrestleMania both nights.
100%.
Like, yeah. Oh, hey, Dustin Alberti. Thanks for that, brother.
Hey, Dustin's in the chat. JGold with 0 good wrestling takes. See, I can agree with Dustin on that one.
What the fuck? Listen, I enjoyed Stand and Deliver probably more than I enjoyed WrestleMania. I thought it felt fresher.
Yeah.
There seemed to be more on the line. As much as like 4 matches of WrestleMania felt like there was some real stakes. Stand and Deliver felt like there were real stakes in every match. And I really, really enjoyed, everything they put out. And things kind of played out the way I think we thought they would.
Yeah, I think we were pretty spot on. We were live on the Main Event Mixer, episode 22, I believe it was. So if you're on our YouTube channel right now, go ahead and check that out after this episode, of course, because we got to talk about NXT. But you talked about Stand and Deliver and how everything felt important. That was a great way of describing it. I mean, Sol Ruca getting that defining moment, that triple threat main event, the women's fatal 4-way, everything felt cohesive in its right spot. And hell, we even got a surprise with the tag team championships, which I know you love. Honk, honk!
I couldn't have been more happy for you and less excited for the next 3 or 4 months of seeing those two buffoons.
Hey, I wasn't happy. I told you I wanted Fraxium to win, but big brain up here. You can see this big bald head on your screen. I got some decent wrestling takes sometimes.
Well, here's my problem with Fraxium now.
Oh, yeah, Eric was there, by the way. Eric was at Stand and Deliver. Yeah.
All right.
Hell nice. Yeah.
Yeah, my problem now is where does Fraxium go? And, of course, we didn't see them tonight, and that's a little disappointing. But, yeah, I thought NXT was better than 3/4 of WrestleMania, and that's fine. There was several good WrestleMania matches, but not enough for me to be like, yeah, this was a good one. I'd say this probably fell somewhere in the C plus range for me. I know you liked it a lot.
For WrestleMania, for Stand and Deliver.
WrestleMania, I would say.
Oh, I was gonna say Stand and Deliver was definitely like a B plus, A minus. I thought that was a great show.
Oh, absolutely, but I think it always is. That's the thing. Like I don't
You know
think
what you're gonna
I
get.
think if they disappointed us, it would have been stunning. That they
WrestleMania, that C plus is fair because I'm at like a B. Like you're not that far off from me. I can understand why certain people didn't like certain things, and like you said, maybe other than 4 matches that felt important, the rest were kind of just filler.
Yeah, and so I think tonight, where we started in that building to me felt like a GCW show tonight, and we'll talk about that. But I think, speaking of Stand and Deliver, I think we should have a conversation about that.
Listen, guys, if you did know, you're new to the NXT Night Shift, you can call in whenever you want, and somehow this man continues to find our numbers. So let's bring him in, see what he's got to say.
Yep.
We got Stan from Burlington.
Hi, it's me, Stan, from Burlington.
Hey, Stan.
I don't know if you remember me. So you guys had a busy weekend. The main event network crew sure seemed to be doing some overtime. I watched Friday's show, and I was introduced to a new friend, the podcast dad. He said he was going to be anchoring a show each day of WrestleMania weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Well, I don't like to judge, but going by his name, it doesn't seem like he did much dadding this weekend then.
That's fair, Stan. That's fair.
Hey, speaking of neglectful domestic relationships, JGold, I see from your social media that you were in Florida last week. I guess that explains no show. I noticed from your pictures and your remarks that your wife was not with you for an entire spring break experience. I mean, if there was ever a tailor-made "how's your marriage" moment.
Thanks.
Hey, is Mr. Cincinnati there tonight?
He's not, Stan. He's never here.
He's not here tonight.
That's too bad. I like him. I also like Cincinnati. Hey, JGold, I don't know if you know this, but Cincinnati can actually claim back in 1835 the right to the first bag of mail delivered by hot air balloon. Well, if there is any YouTube show that could take responsibility for producing enough hot air to power a balloon, it's you and Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Thanks, man.
It's me.
Hi, Stan. I see you.
From Burlington.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you remember me.
I do.
Hey, Kyle, you want to play a game?
Sure.
I like this game. It's called What Doesn't Belong and Why.
Yes. Okay.
Let's
You
hear
know what
it.
it is?
Yeah.
I'll give you 3 names, and you tell me what doesn't belong and why.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to give you a chance to guess after I give you. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Here we go. What doesn't belong and why? A. Wink Martindale, genial host of popular 1970s and 80s game shows such as Gambit and Tic-Tac-Toe. B. Pope Francis. C. JGold. What doesn't belong and why?
I'm going to say the Pope.
I will say Wink Martindale, Stan.
Well, well, wrong, you despicable narcissists. The answer is obviously C, JGold. Because unlike the other 2 global icons who passed away in the last week and clearly walked through St. Peter's gates into heaven, JGold is still here on Earth, leaving us all to wonder, when does God take the bad ones? Okay, gotta go. Bye.
Fuck. You know what, Stan?
I can't keep it
You had plenty of time for that one. Nice
Oh,
job.
Stan, you know what? I give Stan a hard time, but I gotta say that was one of the best call-ins of all time.
I would hope so.
I like playing games with Stan. What's his favorite game, do you think? Do you know him personally? That's his favorite game?
We have played several What Doesn't Belong in Whys, and most of the time it involves me being murdered. So, Stan, thank you, my friend. As always, we greatly appreciate your time and the fact that you escaped from your home, and we'll talk to you soon.
Ooh, how about this idea by the Great Brown Hope? JGold versus Stan at Worlds Collide. Hey, Great Brown Hope will be in your corner.
If you can find a flight from Burlington to California, you know we can probably get him there.
I like this one. Stan from Burlington Coat Factory.
It's
a good one.
It's Burlington, Great Brown Hope. It's Burlington. Elliot, yes, I see you too. Elliot is my friend. We used to work together back 20 plus years ago and play on the same flag football team. He's a beast from Rochester. Yes.
He's got my same hairstyle, doesn't he?
He might at this point in life.
That's my man.
Yeah. So let's start. Let's kick this off, guys. Since we're talking about NXT, we're gonna kick this off with the women's tag title match. And I have to be honest, Kyle. I don't know why we started with this match, but fine. The venue was very GCW looking. It was the acoustics bothered me all night, to be honest. You even texted me, you said you thought there were like 200 people, and it turns out there were like a few thousand.
2,000.
It was like the sound just went right up into the ceiling. We couldn't, yeah.
That was the same place that they did the Hall of Fame. I don't know if you caught any of the Hall of Fame. I didn't.
I mean, part of it, yeah.
Triple H talked for apparently an hour and 15 minutes. I didn't watch it, but yeah, the venue just felt off, and I tweeted this out. I think you even interacted with it. I know we're all fatigued from the weekend because there was a lot of fucking wrestling on. I'm wondering if that crowd was just exhausted from all the shows that they had seen.
Well, it's a Tuesday when we look at it, right, 5:00 in the afternoon. So, in Vegas. So I don't know how many people are still sticking around, not going back home to Europe and everybody else. But Jesus, that crowd was not. You know what? Sometimes I miss the PC crowd.
Sometimes, yes, I would agree with you. But sometimes they try to take over.
I was going to say, when they're not trying to get themselves over, I absolutely sometimes miss the sound in that place because it sounds much bigger than it is. But let's focus on the tag match, which was very basic.
I was going to say, I think we do have a caller that is a big fan of Chemical X, I believe their tag team name is, Tatum and Gigi. So should we bring in this caller?
Yes, more callers.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're bringing in Tino. Tino's time. Tino, welcome to the night shift, sir.
What's up, man? I'm surprised I'm still running. I'm running on fumes at this point. You guys were talking about the Hall of Fame, bro. I went back and watched the live stream. I low-key fell asleep during the national disaster.
I was going to say, Tino never comes off the stream. Yes, Tino streams every day, 24 hours a day.
It was so funny that you guys brought that up, but I just had to mention that, man. But yeah, that was the man. Oh, man, I appreciate you guys having me on, and I just happy that we're done. Well, we still got SmackDown, but at least we have a couple days of relaxing for a second, right? But
yeah, man, that's about it. We get a little breather tomorrow with AEW, and then we are right back at it on Friday with SmackDown. But so you as a fan of Gigi and Tatum Paxley, what were your thoughts? What were your thoughts on that match tonight?
I think it was a good showcase for Gigi and Tatum. They went out there and fought two people from that, obviously I think people forget that Liv was actually in NXT because she was in there like so long ago. So yeah, it was nice to see Liv and Raquel back in NXT and everything. And like I said, I think it was a showcase. I didn't think Liv and Raquel were gonna lose, but like you guys just said, though, I don't know why it started off the show. I felt like we could have got something else. And
did you notice the crowd when you were watching? Because I know you were live reacting to it, so the volume might not have been as high. But did you notice that as well?
Yeah, I did, and you mentioned like about the Hall of Fame and everything, and that was the place because they had it because they mentioned Booker T falling asleep too. They were like, "Oh, yes, the place you were at where you were taking a nap over there." I just started dying.
He said he was praying.
All he needed was Stephanie Vaquer to hit that move, and that would have woken up Booker T in that venue.
Well, that started with is that match is the championship match.
There you go.
I mean, for Gigi and Tatum, I think it was good. I mean, I just don't like it. I don't know what we're doing with these tag team titles, all these, and that's the thing. And Bayley did say it on her interview today with Chris Van Vliet that, it was good to have a lot of the women have the opportunity to be on the card and get matches and stuff like that. But they're really not doing anything with it, and they're all just combining these women and putting them together. But yeah, I am a big fan of Chemical X because I love all three of these girls since they've started, and I think it's just good to, so.
But if you're going to do a match like if you're going to do women's tag teams and you have one belt, then I better see that every show. There better be a tag team title match on every show. Yeah, like we should be at the point where we just say to ourselves, as fans, you owe it to us to showcase the titles on every show. It should never be I don't see them for like 3 weeks because they come out with Judgment Day and they don't defend the belts. We should see a new tag team of women get themselves over. We could see Metaphor. We could see any one of those. The
Twins.
Yeah, the Secret Service. Like they should all be wrestling every week. They should be wrestling every week. We should see somebody every day of the week that WWE is on.
So, they can't even build their men's tag division right. So you really expect them to get the women's right?
Yeah, I get it. But I think, look, Tatum Paxley, she did a 450 during that match, and I was very, very pleasantly surprised with how far they have come. I have that here in my notes, how far Gigi and Tatum have come. So good on them. I thought the match was a little bit mediocre, but I'm glad that they did it.
It's a decent idea by the Gray Brown Hope. He said women's tag team open challenge. Tino, that'd be something cool.
Yeah, and I mean, I love the open challenges, and I mean, just like not even know who Randy's opponent was. He just gave that that suspense factor, and I mean, it would give something for as you said, JGold, every show to be like, okay, we got an open challenge. Which tag team is entering now? And it could be anybody. And I think he said they're on their TNA. Who knows? We could see a TNA tag team.
TNA tag teams
TNA
too.
tag team, not champion, but So
yep.
It's just one of those things that I just feel like that. But I mean, it was good to see Gigi and Tatum. I was kind of happy that they did win the match on Saturday because I think we all thought it was going to be Cora and Roxanne. But then,
but then we're going to get to that later because Roxanne finally has some.
I get too far ahead,
direction. So. Yeah, no, but I'm glad because Kyle otherwise gets upset.
I don't get upset about
He gets upset when Roxanne, gets minimum.
Oh, yeah, I get upset a lot about Roxanne Perez, but when she becomes world champion, I'm going to sit on this show and just bow down to her because she is the future goat. I mean, whatever you want. I was yeeting on Saturday, brother. I know you were too.
I mean, man, I can't. This whole week, I need a break from the yeeting, and man, I don't know.
I'm glad you're taking some off days. I saw your schedule this week. You decided to finally take a break.
Yeah, I know. I need to catch up. It's been a lot, especially everything else that we had to do last week. So, I appreciate you guys having me on. And
Tino, get some sleep, Tino.
Yeah, that's literally what I'm going to do. I told everybody tomorrow, I'm like, do not text me. I just said on my show, I'm not making any shorts. I'll see you guys on Thursday for the draft.
Attaboy.
But thank you guys all so much. Have a good rest of the show. I'll be in the chat and see you guys next time. Yes, follow me on Tino's time.
Yeah, I got you, Tina. Get him, check him out, guys. He's part of the Main Event Wrestling Network. He's streaming basically every day.
Every day. We are almost to 3,000 subscribers, like 40 away to 2,900. So hit that
Love it.
button.
There you go, Tina. We'll talk to you later, man. Thanks for stopping by.
See ya. Yeah, so if you guys want to be like Tino and like Stan, come on, just reach out and come on and shoot the shit with us. And
Tino runs on 2 hours of sleep a day and 3 green monsters. Yeah, probably.
I'm convinced that's true. By the way, I don't know how he does it, but he is on all the time.
That's his new moniker, the Main Event Wrestling Network 24/7 I-65 7-Eleven champion.
Well, anyway, so thanks, Tino. So I want to go to the next segment because I fucking love Penn and Teller.
You're
Kyle,
old. You're old.
I'm going to date myself again, Kyle. And here's 1987 or 88. We used to visit my aunt in California. She lived in L.A. And we used to go. We took a trip up the coast, and on New Year's Eve, we saw Penn and Teller. And I was like 9 years old, maybe less.
Holy shit.
And I probably had no business being in that concert at that show. But you know what? I fucking love Penn and Teller. So anything they do is A-okay with me. And having them with stupid Lexus King is so good. It's so good.
You can have Teller and Penn. I will take Hank and Tank. Fair deal. Which, by the way, guys, we have 82 people watching live right now. If you just tell one person about this show, we are going to be live every single Tuesday, except when this dumbass over here wants to go to Disney World, which I'm very jealous if you can't tell. But yeah, we'll be live every Tuesday, 10:15 Eastern.
Yep. And thanks for everyone who's listening and watching right now, and everyone who might be new. Welcome aboard the Night Shift, guys. So let's get to the next piece, which I can't even believe they showed highlights.
I do have a personal question here.
Oh, yeah.
To answer Eric's question, Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss. Let's do it.
Oh, I forgot they were still in the company. Boy, did they really put them on the back burner, huh?
You can have them return on Friday and attack Liv and Raquel, and I think it's money.
Oh, I like that. I like that very much, by the way. That's a great idea.
I tell you, sometimes I have good ideas.
If someone from the Fed is watching this show, take that and take those notes. We won't be offended if you take it and use it. So,
but do pay us a little bit because we got to keep the lights on. These, it's not free.
Right. So anyway, I do want to discuss this. They showed GCW highlights. Fuck. Like GCW. No, you're not supposed to get no. Like
that's cool. You don't like that?
I hate GCW.
Oh, you're not a G. So I like GCW.
No, I go to all their shows. I just think that some of the stuff
it's a renegade promotion.
Yes, they're. Oh, sure they are. They're the last outlaws who get paid.
Right. No, I didn't get to experience ECW, so like I'm not comparing it because it's not comparable whatsoever. That's my ECW.
You want ECW? Go to AIW.
I've been to AIW.
Yeah, so that is the closest to GCW ECW. That vibe of AIW is what it is.
That AIW show that they ran on that popular street in Cleveland, Ohio for SummerSlam was such a great event. I don't know the people backstage at AIW like you do, but I just want to tell them what they are doing, keep doing it because it's working. And then when I went to their show the day before that, when Johnny Gargano and Ciampa showed up.
Yeah, I was there.
You were there too?
Yeah, my brother and I were sitting at the tabletops. Hell yeah.
The Junkies and I were there.
That's where Butters told me he met you guys, I think.
I met Butters before?
The Junkies met him.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I don't think I met Butters yet.
Oh, you have to. Next time you come to Cleveland. We're all there for that anyway. We'll be there for the 20th.
He hates WWE, though.
He does. He hates the Fed. And that's okay. And also...
How about AAA, though?
Yeah. But I also, real quick for AIW, they're doing their Gauntlet for the Gold. It's their Royal Rumble, and that's this Saturday. So who's ever going to be in Akron, and if you go on their YouTube page, you can $6.99. You can watch their Royal Rumble, and it's cheap. Awesome. Their surprises are just as good as WWE surprises. You'll be like, holy shit, and most of the time.
What day did you say again? Sorry.
Saturday.
Okay. I don't think I have any Saturday plans, so I might have to watch that. And if you want to follow them on X, guys, it's AI Wrestling on X.
Yep. And so what we're going to do here is I just want to bring up in the back, we had the No Quarter Catch crew of Miles Bourne getting kind of run down by Dark State, who I am absolutely starting to like more and more. There you go. Great Brown Hope. That's what's up. And so I had No Quarter Catch who I go, Javon Evans and this guy before I realized Miles Bourne's name. And I'm like, who is this guy? But those guys are growing on me, and No Quarter Catch crew is growing on me. So I'm starting to enjoy a lot more of the stuff that they have the more I watch it. And those guys are growing. So
listen, Miles Bourne's a natural. That dude can fucking work. He was trained by Randy Orton. You could see the style is very similar for a good reason. I think it works. It's simple, but yet effective. Tavion Heights, more of an explosive type of wrestler. We got to see the footage of him even showing his amateur wrestling background in GCW Bloodsport.
Yep.
That's great. And then Dempsey's been doing that for, I think, a couple years now, working Bloodsport. And he's also William Regal's son. And then we talk about Ren Sinclair. She hasn't even really scratched the surface, but there's a lot there too because she was known as Maddie Rinkowski on the Indies, and she was doing great stuff.
Oh, I never knew that. That she was.
You didn't know that?
No, I thought she was one of the like PC like NIL people.
So she had a 2-time tag reign with Missa Kate, who has been on our show before. They were 2-time NWA tag team champions, and we've actually talked to one half of that tag team that ran there for about 2 years.
Oh, I like that. That's cool.
Yeah,
nice. Well, so
Dempsey
that we
is going to be a star.
Yeah. Of course, everybody loves Regal, so how can you not love his kid who does the same facial expressions over and over? I mean, he's great. So we'll go back to that, and then we get in the ring, and Ricky Saints comes out. And there's Lexus King coming out and starting all sorts of shit. And by the way, another guy who I know is a bit of a buffoon in real life. He is an awesome. He's actually found himself in NXT.
He's a great character.
God bless him. They turned him into something that's sellable, and I like that very much. So
it's better than being a varsity blonde.
Oh, it's so much better. And so Ricky and King come out, and then King's going to defend his belt and defend the cup, and all of a sudden, we get Noam Dar back.
Yes. Dude.
Yeah.
Isn't that exciting? Because, when I saw Noam come back, and I've never been a fan specifically of Noam Dar, but to think now how much that group has evolved without him, and then you add him to that group, that's a faction that can get called up to the main roster tomorrow.
Or they don't, and I think Lash and Jakar are going to be on their own. I don't know if you're going to see them put Metaphor back together. I think Noam's going to be on his own for a bit.
Meta forever. They had the same theme song. That was the Metaphor theme song that the Meta Girls use.
Maybe they will. I don't know if Ashanti is the guy they like they want to go. They moved him into such a weird space with, was it Carmen Petrovic?
Oh no, Oro Mensa is a part of Metaphor, not.
I thought it was a show. Oh, I thought it was a show. Okay,
Ashanti the Adonis is in that corny Carmen Petrovic.
That's
shit.
it. That's what I just said. Yeah. He's in that corny shit. So right, Ora Mensa. Right. So maybe they'll have something for him.
He's in Evolve though right now. Ora Mensa's been working Evolve, which by the way, if you watch Evolve, Paperclip Mike does a blog every week on the main event. So make sure you check it out. mainevent_net.
And I think Tino is awake and streams all of Evolve as well. If you want.
How does he do it, man? I genuinely do not understand Tino, but God bless him.
I did a show with him and I had a lot of fun. Tino is the man. He can go forever. Like he can just talk and do his thing. It's crazy.
What's up, Mike?
So let's go to where I have here in big letters on my thing. Dustin,
I watch Evolve. I watch everything, brother.
Dustin, we watch Big Sam and his leather pants and his new beard. That's why
Sam
we watch
Holloway.
Evolve. Yeah.
Hell
that's
yeah.
Dustin, by the way, in case anybody sees him in the chat, is the color voice of AIW.
Okay, I know Dustin. I've had, I think, conversations and might have met him SummerSlam weekend as well. Okay, I know Dustin.
Yes, you may have
Good
met him. Yes, Dustin is the best. He is the voice of AIW along with Matt Wadsworth. The two of them do color and play-by-play every single show. And I'm glad to actually have him on because Dustin's the man. So
yes, thanks.
Now
Dustin.
I have in big letters here, Kyle, for you. Roxanne, finally a direction. So the interview with her, talking her shit and saying how she should have the title. I like that version of Roxanne. That was very, very.
I'm gonna be completely transparent with you. I missed that.
Oh my God!
I might have been in the bathroom during that. I'm sorry. I missed Roxanne Perez segment, but I did.
Kyle,
catch her
that was
match.
my big moment to make you feel good and bond with you on that one.
I feel better already. That we're live and there's 86 people watching us talk about bullshit. It's hilarious. So guys, we're on the road to 100 subscribers. We would appreciate if you hit that subscribe button. We're doing stuff like this all the time. Main event moves, popping large.
Main event moves. So we go from there that Kyle missed to the Thea Hale and Tatum Paxley match.
I love Thea Hale.
Yeah, I mean
Fallon Henley, not Tatum Paxley.
I'm sorry, Fallon Henley. All those names sound like just letters pushed together, but yeah, all right, good match. I mean, it is what it is. I didn't really get anything out of it. I think they're trying to give Thea a little bit of a strap, a little bit of some, TNT under her butt for a while. So
she's a natural at being that baby face, in my opinion. Did
you ever see there's a Twitter that showed her and like Tatum Paxley and a bunch of these others that were on AEW Dark before they were in the PC.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah. So Thea Hale was on AEW, and I didn't realize that. And I have a buddy, and I don't know who everybody knows him, Ed from Pod Van Dam. He hates Thea Hale, but Thea
Hale, dude, she's what, 21, 22 years old? I think
very young. Yeah.
And now I'm really conflicted because I don't know if you're going to bring it up, but the Andre Chase vignette.
I have that later. Yeah.
I would love to see Thea back in Chase U, but maybe she's a grown ass woman now. Def Rebel tells you right when she comes out.
The best part, stupid Def Rebel. Even my daughter goes, "Oh no, it's a Def Rebel theme." So if she knows, but even Booker T goes, "Who graduated from Chase U and has made it?" in
Duke's gone. We lost Duke because of Chase U. Where's Riley Osborne? Yeah.
Who was the blonde guy who got in trouble and they
Brody, and he went to AEW. I think he was on AEW for 1 week, and they said, "You're out."
Yeah, that was a calculated risk, Brody.
I still love Chase U for life.
I'm all right with it, and we'll see him all of a sudden open up his suitcase. And so anyway, here's some stuff that I didn't really understand. The Oba trick, Joe Hendry triumphant. I'm not really sure what was happening there because they never established literally anything in those three guys. They didn't. Joe Hendry pushes at the end. Him and Trick jaw at each other. Joe Hendry goes up against Oba, and then what? You're not gonna have Oba and Joe Hendry, and then Joe Hendry drop a match to Randy Orton and then to Oba Femi. It's just not gonna happen. It's all a pipe dream.
No, not one. Trick shouldn't have a rematch. Trick has no reason to be in that NXT title picture anymore.
I know. I was going to say, I think I'm done with him.
Yeah. I just don't think they have enough legitimate contenders for Oba Femi in NXT. And that's why they brought in Joe. They were hoping that the buzz from WrestleMania weekend would bring a lot of excitement into an already dead crowd. It did not work, in my opinion. I love Joe Hendry. He had arguably one of the best moments of the weekend. But when you have to continuously bring talent from outside, and I know that's part of the inner promotion works, you need to develop another main event star in NXT. And I think the only other guy right now would be Ricky Saints, but he's holding the North American title. So what do you do? Like, I don't need to see a triple threat, like you said. I don't want to see Trick versus Joe versus Oba, because we know that's how that's going to go. Oba's going to win. He's probably going to pin Joe Hendry. And like you said, it's going to devalue Joe Hendry.
No, he's going to pin Trick, and it's going to devalue Trick even more. And I don't, you can't, if you're a TNA, you can say, thanks so much for the visual on WrestleMania.
Sure.
There is no other reason for you to beat our champion ever again. There's no other reason.
No, it shouldn't happen.
Yeah, so that should be it. But anyway, weird exchange, and it took us out to the desert where you have Stax and the other dude who I never get his name either.
Luca Crucifino.
Yeah, Luca, and he's I think he's going to bury him in the desert.
Dude.
So, yeah.
You know how I feel about these segments. I do not give a shit. Once again, guys, I'm usually not this negative. I promise you, I am one of the most positive wrestling fans there is.
He is.
But man, it's just too cheesy for me. It's just, we keep reiterating the same points every week. I know they're tired of hearing it. I just can't. I'm done.
I think that's so funny. I don't either. I don't really know what's happening. I don't know what they're talking about. And
are they going to kill him?
Did you murder him in front of cameras? Like, what are we doing? Okay. You know, it is what it is. But I have here, by the way, a note, because Worlds Collide is coming, right? Yeah. And isn't Worlds Collide AAA versus NXT? Is that what Worlds Collide is? Mm-hmm. So we may have to watch that, I think, and get ourselves kind of worked up, because I'm hoping in Worlds Collide we'll see, like, maybe we'll see Psycho Clown. Wouldn't it be great to see, like, Psycho Clown versus, like, Tavion Heights, and you'll be like, what a weird matchup.
Yeah,
like,
just do the most obscure shit.
Right.
Like that you never thought you would see.
Which company is Kimonito in? The little monster guy, the short dude?
I don't even think I know who that is.
You know the guy who wears he's a little person, and he wears like the like
all I know is Microman. All I know is Microman.
I think Microman is AAA as well, but I think
he is.
Yeah, Kemonito is. Give me 1 second here, since we all are live, so we can check it out.
Yeah, fun fact: Great Brown Hope. He said they murdered Damon Kemp in the NXT parking lot. The former guy that was just on the show, Tino, interviewed Damon Kemp after he got released from NXT.
Oh, that's right. He got released. Okay, so
I know his agent.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I could get him on, but I think he's a rapper now, so we don't want Bobby Stevenson on this show. No offense, Bobby.
Yeah,
if you're watching live.
Wait, so Kimonito, I got him right here. He is. Let's see, what company is he in?
Somebody in the chat's got to know.
Come on,
there's
you guys.
90 people watching. You got to interact, guys.
AAA, I knew it.
Okay, so you were right. Good job.
We may even get him in AAA, and maybe him and Microman. They could put on Worlds Collide. How awesome would that be?
I love Microman. Whenever he shows up to GCW, I mark the fuck out. And that's probably just because I'm fucked up when I'm at GCW.
You want to see something great? It was Big Sam versus Microman. That was fun.
Oh my God.
They did that at AIW. Yeah, they did that at AIW.
I think I remember seeing the graphic for that match.
And they did the whole thing, I think, where he put his hands up, and they did like I think Sam got on his knees. I got to figure out who it was. But Microman did his thing at AIW also, and I think they lost him in the building at one point. But yeah, but him coming out at the clusterfuck with the little mower with the Mexicools, where he came out with the mower with the bubbles on it, was amazing.
That's hilarious.
If anybody watched the clusterfuck at the GCW Joey Janela's spring break, the Mexicools came out, and they had a third Mexicool, and it was Microman. And instead of coming out in a lawnmower, he had a toy lawnmower that popped bubbles. It was amazing.
That's something I'd give my nephew. That's hilarious.
It was amazing. Anyway, so then we go to the back, and we get a little interaction between Saul, Zarya, Liv, and Raquel. Yeah. And that was fun. I like seeing Saul, Ruka, and Zarya with confidence, because now they're like, hey, I don't care if it's Liv and Raquel. We'll just kick your ass and take your belts, and I like that. So do that. Yeah. Do that over and over again.
You can buy into Sol and Zarya, because there is that genuine connection that has been developing over time, and they've invested a lot of time into Sol Ruka and Zarya, and I think it's probably starting to pay off now. You put them against Liv and Raquel, test them right there. They're not going to win the titles, but that's experience. And Sol Ruka's already got 2 belts. She's the speed champion and the North American champion. Hell, give her a 3rd belt.
They mentioned it at the show, and I was like, I don't know what belt they're talking about. They're like,
with the speed?
Yeah, because Liv's like, oh, just because you have 2 belts and you have none, Tazari. And I'm like, what do you mean she has 2 belts? I'm like, where's the other one?
Shouldn't they at least show that?
Carry it. Yeah, shouldn't you at least hype it up and carry it? What the fuck?
You can't just promote it on X. I know it is an X exclusive show, but show it on TV so I have, the interest of tuning in on it.
I was going to say, if you're going to mention it, at least show it. Don't just sit. If you're not going to show it, then don't have a title. Otherwise, have her carry it everywhere she goes.
True.
Anyway, so from that nonsense, we go to Javon Evans and Miles Bourne versus the 2 members of the Dark State, the 2 giants of the Dark State. Was it Osiris, whatever his face is, and
Dion Lennox? Yeah.
Yes, and these guys are massive. And I will say this, and I did not think I was going to say this because I've been very anti-Dark State just because, but until Lucky Ali or Saquon Sugars started to really, I was going to say these guys can't wrestle. They're just big. They're young. Nope, they can wrestle. Yeah. And I give a lot of credit to Javon Evans for carrying a lot of this stuff because Javon Evans made them look like $1 million, and they can even wrestle. We had No Quarter Catch Crew come out on the stage, so they're teasing a little bit of animosity there.
Right.
And I was very impressed with Miles Bourne. Like, he was the guy who stood out to me. Javon Evans did a drop kick, and then Miles Bourne comes in and gets just as high as Javon Evans, and I'm like, 2 dudes who can kick your head off standing like a Mark Jindrak drop kick. I'm like, that is outstanding. So, you know, good for them. That was a fun match. Of course, Dark State wasn't going to lose.
No, they don't deserve to lose in that spot, especially with a makeshift tag team. But I like what you said about Javon Evans. He did have to be that ringleader in this match, which is crazy because the dude can't even legally drink in Las Vegas. That's the craziest part about all this. But I agree with you. Credit to Dark State. Like, they look like a tag team. At least those 2 did. Yep. I forgot the other guy's name, but I know Dion Osiris, the big fella, that dude looks like a professional wrestler. Like, the stuff is cheesy. Like, the entrance I don't love. The outfits I'm not a big fan of, but I'm starting to see this faction, and I'm like, okay, they're not ass. They're something.
They're not. Guess what? They're not. They have a bunch of guys who can wrestle, and if you're going to let Lucky Ali wrestle and you're going to let those 2 dudes just be big, you really have something now. Now
Cutler's got to step up because he's the oddball out.
Yeah, you don't want to be that guy.
He's not even a good promo. You heard him backstage.
Yeah, come on, man. Let's go. You got to pick it up.
He was on Team Bubba in LFG. Bubba, you can't get this guy to cut a promo. I can cut a better promo than that Cutler guy.
And and by the way, if you're watching LFG, Tino is streaming that live.
And Dustin, yes, I'm watching LFG. I'm a fucking mark. I watch everything WWE puts out, but I also support independent wrestling.
Correct. And if he didn't, he wouldn't have me on. So,
that's how we met.
Indie Wrestling Guide would not be on the network if we didn't support indie wrestling, which is great.
IW Guide 1. Follow him on X.
That's right. So after this match, which I was very pleased with, I had to sit through Ava and Inamura. Inamura pretending
funny.
It was, but
funny.
I'm going to say, I wrote, I'm sad for him. And then I went, oh, he faked me out and is now getting a tag match with Briggs. So
kudos to him. That's the best thing Inamura's done in NXT.
It was the most personality that dude has shown since I have started seeing him wrestle. Good on Inamura.
Well, it's got to be tough if you're not from this country to show your personality. And he did a great job just in one short 1-minute segment of giving us something more than what we've already seen.
I was going to say, as he just kind of came out and nobody really knew what the deal was, he finally showed where was that like through the last month or 2. So
I just want to say something because this has never happened. We've had a very short history in this show, but the fact that I'm seeing triple digits right now, there are 100 people watching live right now.
Holy
I want to thank every last one of you because like I said, we just started. This is episode 6 and we're going to continue to do so every single Tuesday.
Holy moly, are you kidding me? That's amazing.
100.
Everybody.
I got to take a picture of it. I swear, I'm marking out right now, brother.
Fantastic. So after that, we're going to go to more Mafia stuff.
No, don't do that.
This one is Tony D walking down the hotel of the Motel 6 or wherever the hell he's staying.
Red Roof Inn.
Right, and he knocks on the door of What's-Her-Face and makes it out like Stax is bringing everybody in, and like Frank Vincent killing everyone in Sopranos. He's clearing house, and Tony D tells her, "You need to go somewhere to lay low till he figures it out." So that was.
I usually skip that part.
Yeah, that was
in the beginning.
That was about as much as I could put up with.
I just want to know, where do they go after this? Because after you have the blow off between Stax and Tony D'Angelo, what now? Do you get a new presentation out of Stax? Do the D'Angelo family just dissolve, similar to Chase U? That's what I'm more interested in.
Well, I feel like Stax is going to be like the Phil Leotardo of Sopranos, the one who comes after everybody, and then he gets his head run over by a truck at the end. Like, you have no options with Stax if Tony is going to reign supreme, except to get rid of him. So
you gotta take out the Don.
Right,
it's the only way.
Yeah, if you're not or maybe we'll get one of those things where Tony's sitting at ringside or something, and the show goes black, and that's the end, like the end of Sopranos.
Don't give them ideas. We already gave them ideas earlier. They're going to do it now.
Take all my ideas. Take them. Then I get to see them in real time. Anyway, next we get to see a little bit more Ricky Saints and Lexus and Ethan Page. And I think those two are going to do it for a while, and I am very, very happy about it. Good. Do all that stuff. Anytime Ricky, and I know there are people who hate Ethan Page. Anytime you get those two guys on the screen for me, I'm happy.
Who hates Ethan Page?
Oh, I my pals over at the in a different group. I have to keep fighting for him, but I love Ethan Page, and they tell me. Yeah.
I'm not one for sign language, but here's to you. If you're not down with Ethan Page, suck it, because that guy's money, Ricky Saints' money, and Lexus King actually is something in NXT. So this might be better than the NXT title picture.
Yep, I completely agree with you. I think there needs to be more Lexus King, more dopey Lexus King personality. I love that. So good on them. We get Ricky takes a quick shot from Lexus, and Ethan Page tells him we'll pick this up another time. Good.
Have you been enjoying the presentation of Ricky Saints so far?
Yeah, it's fine. That's the way he was. He's still Ricky Starks, doing the same stuff. So I'm fine with that.
Yeah, it's pretty much copy and paste.
I thought he was funny in the ring earlier with Lexus King. He said a few ridiculous things.
Yeah.
And I also thought that match with Noam Dar, where Noam was trying to rub the beard off his face.
That was a good touch.
I thought that was really good. There's stuff you could do with Lexus King, and that was good.
There was another thing, I don't know if you caught. Trick Williams, there was a fan that said nice heels, and he goes, your mother likes them. I'm like, all right, doing that on the fly, that's got to be tough. You got to be very quick with it.
I also have a feeling like they like just let this weekend, I feel like they just let everybody go. They're like, you want to talk shit to fans? Go right ahead. Talk shit to fans.
You want to be racist? Go ahead. Do it.
I don't get it. I don't understand what's happening.
WWE is becoming very unhinged, which is like words UFC. I never thought. Yeah.
Yes, it's a little UFC
TKO.
Like. Yeah.
TKO, that's why.
Yeah. So let's go to the main event, the one that you've been waiting for, Roxanne versus Stephanie, and it did not disappoint.
No.
We actually had a pinfall, which is just something that I don't know how much I agreed with how that was going to go. Yeah. But, it is what it is. It's a pinfall, and Stephanie wins, and now do we say what do we do with Roxanne again? Now that
she's gonna get drafted, I think that's inevitable, because she's just kind of in limbo right now with no.
But she's
direction.
She's already technically on Raw.
Is she?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. See, but they have that draft coming up. But let's not talk about Roxanne. I don't want to talk about Roxanne anymore. Stephanie Vaquer.
Yeah.
Talk about a weekend.
The best women's wrestler on the planet right now.
And we got to see her face off against the other best wrestler on the planet on Monday against Io Sky. We didn't even mention the fact that Julia and Roxanne got involved. They intertwined NXT Women's Division. This shows you how good the NXT Women's Division is on Monday Night Raw. It was a focal point, which is insane.
I was right. It showed the horsewomen of Shawn Michaels. So you got Julia, you got Stephanie, you got Jordan Grace, you got Zarya, and it showed how much value they feel those women have. And Stephanie, I believe, the more I watch her, the more I believe that she is the next champion on either Raw or SmackDown.
Well, I mean, you're noticing it this weekend. They're calling her up They're using her. They're giving her all the appearances. When AAA was announced, she was on the pre-show. I believe she was the only NXT star that was a part of that announcement. That's the face right there.
Is it crazy to say that I think she is the best women's wrestler alive right now? She is the best women's wrestler they have right now. Not even just WWE. There's no other woman who's as good as her in the ring.
I would argue Io Sky.
In the ring, okay, but
That's only one. That's the only one.
I'm not taking anything away from like Toni Storm, and I'm not taking anything away from Rhea, but I don't think that there is anybody smoother in the ring right now than Stephanie Vaquer. And she looks the part. She looks like a superstar. She looks like how if I said I'm going to start a company and this woman is going to be in front of everybody, she's the one I would put the belt on. Sorry to Tiffany Stratton. I feel, sorry to Io. I just think Stephanie Vaquer is going to be a mega star.
100%, dude. And just imagine if she actually turned heel and had a mouthpiece on the main roster, how money she could be. Because she basically is the total package. It's not her fault that English wasn't her first language.
Well, that's why
why
she's an endearing face. She doesn't have to be a heel. She can be.
True.
People want to cheer for her. Yes, she can dress with the horns or whatever. And stupid Vince Russo's like, "What's this devil?" But no, dude, just let it play out. Yeah, it doesn't have to be. Yeah, but he's always a clown. But I think you're overthinking her presentation. She is from Chile. She is like this spicy,
La Primera.
You don't need to overthink it. She comes out with the horns because that makes her, the presentation is spot on. She is what women's wrestling should aspire to be. Every woman should say, look at her in the ring. Don't worry about the presentation, everyone. Look at her in the ring and follow along, because everything she does has a purpose. Every move she does is crisp, and I would watch her all day long. And yes, I have a thing for, dark hair and dark eyes. It's my fucking vice as an adult, but that's what my wife looks like. Yeah. It's just what it is. I mean, I'm just like, but she is the perfect embodiment of what they want. Roxanne too, by the way. I watched her again tonight, and I'm like, holy shit, she's really good.
Who she just, I see AJ Lee in her. That's what I see.
Yeah. Why not?
She just gets it. That the size, the presence, the aura, everything about Roxanne Perez just screams AJ Lee to me.
But I actually think she might be better.
She is. That's not crazy to say.
And it's not crazy to say that, even though everybody jokes about how Shawn Michaels kind of turns NXT into almost like a glow women's federation, all their women can wrestle.
Look at the recent success stories that they've had from NXT. Rhea and Bianca, Io had the greatest triple threat in women's WrestleMania history.
We talked about that on the podcast yesterday. We went over WrestleMania for like 1 minute, and we said let's pick our favorite match. And even Butters said that was the best match of the entire weekend.
That's a good question. What
was your favorite match of the whole weekend of both nights of WrestleMania? And all three of us said the triple threat match, the women's triple threat.
I would probably lean the men's triple threat just because that was more story based, and me, I get more into the storytelling than the in-ring wrestling. But the women's was a close second, and all of them were triple threats because Oba, Trick, and Javon was probably my third favorite match of the weekend, and that was another triple threat. Oh, excuse me. Wendy Richter was robbed, Peter said.
Oh, my boy. That's my other friend. Pete was the quarterback on that flag football team that Elliot and I played with in 2001, 2002. Believe it or not, Kyle.
The flag football team is in the house clocking in for the night shift.
Kyle, the team was called the Sons of Jarrell. That's fucking awesome.
Am I supposed to like it?
Kal-El is Superman. He's the son of Jarrell. That's the name of the team. That was amazing. Pete, help me out.
Not my thing.
Anyway, you're not a Superman guy, huh?
I'm not a superhero guy. My movies are professional wrestling, guys. When I tell you all I watch is wrestling, all I watch is wrestling.
Well, Pete.
It's sports.
Pete is a hell of a quarterback and baseball player and all sorts of shit. And I'm glad he's on there too. See, bunch of people coming through. So
can Peter play wiffle ball though? Because you're talking to a top 100 wiffle ball player in the country right now.
He's a college baseball player. So definitely.
Oh shit! That doesn't always translate to wiffle ball. I've met a couple of them.
It was in the mid '90s though. He's an older gentleman at this point. But anyway,
he said yes. He wants the challenge. Let's go, Peter.
You see. So I will say that match was great tonight, and
Yes.
then you have Julia, and now they're calling her, what do they call her, the Dark Sadness or the?
I thought she was the Beautiful Madness.
Oh, I thought it was now something else like Sadness.
Oh, maybe it's the Dark Madness. Yeah, I don't know, but I like this heel direction for her, and she got good heat on Raw too.
I was just gonna say they found something. They found it. You found it. Like there's no reason now. Now you found it. Now you pulled me in because she came out and looked awesome, and especially next to Rhea, she looked like she belonged. Dude. And sometimes that's all you need to do, right?
Are we gonna get that tag match? You think next week? Like, there's a genuine chance that Julia and Roxanne team up on Monday Night Raw next week, which I need to see.
I couldn't agree more. I think we get to see Julia and Roxanne, Stephanie and Rhea, and
dude,
let's
that
go.
Women's division, and then the end of the show where Jordan Grace was still staring her down, and Julia as well. Mm-hmm. They are just so deep, and even Bayley alluded to it on Chris Van Fleet's podcast today. She even knows that this women's division is hungry and ready to take over. So she said, my contract is up in 2026. Who knows where I'm going to be? Like, these women are starting to see it. There's a real movement going on in the WWE, and it starts in NXT.
Yep, and we will be all over it because that's what we do. So, I mean, let's be honest. It was a fun show tonight, and I'm glad the show, we took a week off and we come back and we get some fun stuff.
2 callers. That's a record.
And anyone else can call. So if you want, just put it in the chat, and we'll DM you and we'll get your email, and you can call in and join us on here anytime you want. We really want it to be interactive. We want you guys to talk all the shit you want and enjoy with us. And yeah, so I think this was a fun evening for us. I think, Kyle, our shift is
it's bedtime.
Yep,
that's what it is. Peter, one last comment. I have to start watching wrestling. No idea who these wrestlers are. Is it still on Monday nights with Lord Alfred Hayes?
Don't let his nonsense fool you. He still thinks that Ted Arcidi is still wrestling in the WWE. So
I don't even know who these names are, man.
You don't remember you don't know Lord Alfred Hayes?
No.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following? No.
Before my time, brother. 93, baby. I've told you this.
I know, but I need to start sending you some of these old. Then you could keep up with guys like Pete who still think Akeem the African Dream was one of his favorite wrestlers. So
my dad, every time it says, what does he say? I'm trying to think of who his favorite wrestler is, and now I had a brain fart, and I can't even think of it.
See, he got it. Strongest man alive, Ted Arcidi. That's exactly whoever else.
Fair enough. Whatever. Maybe I'll have to do my research before next show.
I'm going to send you some clips for next week so that you're up on all this stuff. You're going to be
like my mom who just sends me reels and I just don't watch them.
Like my mom.
Hi, Mom. I know my mom's probably watching this. She supports me in everything, so I love you. But should I get to the plugs?
Mama Too Sweet. Yes, let's get to the plugs.
Mama Too Sweet. Elliot's still in the house, by the way. Shout out to Elliot for hanging around with us. Yeah. Guys, if you want to support the Main Event Wrestling Network, which, of course, you can see that logo up there, that is the YouTube channel that hosts our show every single week. We have merch available at the OnTheMarkWrestlingPodcast.com, which might be converted into a new merch site very soon, so stay tuned for those details. But the best way to support and keep up with NXT Night Shift is hitting that subscribe button, liking our content. That way you can keep coming back and enjoying us every night, Tuesday nights, 10:15 Eastern. And follow us on X at NXT Night Shift and at main event_net for more main event moves. JGold, it's been a fun one.
It has been. And listen, check me out over on Indie Wrestling Guide. This week we reviewed Enjoy's Dearly Beloved. It was the wedding of Sonny Kiss to Billy Dixon.
I can't wait to hear that.
This show was that wedding. I waited the whole night to get through that episode to watch the wedding, and it did not disappoint. Wrestling weddings very rarely disappoint. This one did not either. And check me out, JGold12 on Twitter and on Instagram.
Yeah, and then OTM this week, we are going to be live Thursday night at 6 p.m. Central. That's 7 for you Eastern folk. I say Central because that's the best time zone. We are going to be live, like I said, talking about WrestleMania and the Raw after WrestleMania. And then after that, you will not see this face until next Tuesday. You might not even see tweets because Too Sweet Kyle is exhausted.
Let's check you out, Kyle. Your shift is over, my friend. Everybody, thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, guys. We'll talk to you next week. Have a good night.